A Connecticut man appeared in court today on the Caribbean island of Anguilla. He's accused of killing a hotel worker while on vacation back in April. 44-year-old Scott Hapgood has been charged with manslaughter in the death of 27-year-old Kenny Mitchell. Hapgood claims Mitchell attacked him in his hotel room at knife point as part of an attempted robbery. An autopsy report reveals that Mitchell was beaten and suffocated to death. Hapgood claims, though, it was self-defense. CBS News correspondent Errol Barnett joins us now from the Valley and Anguilla. Errol, I know you've been following this closely. Some of the family members joined you earlier. What exactly happened during today's hearing?
Well, it was an intense scene outside the courthouse. You see the courthouse behind me. And because today was just a preliminary hearing to determine if things can move forward, there really weren't any tangible results that satisfied anyone. Outside the courthouse, we spoke with Marshall Mitchell. He's the older brother of the man killed at a luxury resort here back in April when the American Mr. Hapgood says the employee of the hotel showed up and attacked him. His older brother says that's just not true, that his brother is a peaceful man and a small-framed man as well. This man frustrated that he couldn't even go inside the courtroom to speak on his family's behalf. And we should note that we have been in contact with those close to the victim this week, including a lawyer representing the family. None of them agreed to go on camera, and the lawyer representing them said he wouldn't appear on camera either. So all we could really get today to move this story forward was to hear Mr. Hapgood make a statement outside saying he's frustrated, he's not yet getting his day in court, and so many locals showing up to voice their frustration at this case in general. Some folks here feel like he's getting preferential treatment already, while Mr. Hapgood and his team say that he was simply defending himself and protecting his family, which ultimately led to the death of the hotel employee. So a very intense day outside the courtroom and not much developing inside.
I know you mentioned it there that a lot of people gathered. How are people on the island then perceiving this, and how do you foresee this transpiring for them there?
Well, the one main issue that many people said they had with the way Mr. Hapgood is describing his safety is they take issue with the number of threats that have been reported from the Hapgood team. Mr. Hapgood's lawyer had said that he shouldn't have to come back to this island for these procedural hearings because there have been threats made to his life on social media and through voicemail. Person after person came up to me and said that Anguillians are peaceful people, and while they may be frustrated that someone was killed and they don't see that justice has been served yet, that Mr. Hapgood's safety is not an issue at all. In fact, the older brother of the man who died as a part of this said that he wishes Mr.
Hapgood, yes,
man who was here today, luck. He is wishing Mr. Hapgood luck, and then he went on to say, I wish him luck with his lies. But he said, look how comfortable Mr. Hapgood was. That should tell you how safe and secure he is in this country. This case really striking a nerve here.
Errol, I wanted to also point out that toxicology reports show that Mitchell had drugs in his system and that his blood alcohol level was 2 times the legal limit here in the U.S. Did any of that get brought up?
It didn't come up in the hearing because what the magistrate essentially decided was that on September 9th, there will be another preliminary hearing where each side will present the evidence they have and a decision will be made if a manslaughter trial will take place. So the toxicology report that you mentioned is another point of contention for people here on the island. They're frustrated at U.S. media outlets like us because they heard about the results of that toxicology report, not locally or from officials here, but from our own reporting. And what they feel is that because there isn't a lot being communicated here locally, they feel that there is essentially that this is being tried in the court of public opinion. Mr. Hapgood holding press conferences, having a crisis management team, having lawyers all speak on his behalf, while Kenny Mitchell and his lawyer and that team are effectively silent. One person here telling me, a dead man can't tell his story. And so that is a point of frustration, a big question that people have here. They wonder if Mr. Hapgood had his blood tested for alcohol and drugs. Again, we don't know that yet because this trial really hasn't gotten underway just yet. And one other point to explain is that because this is a British territory, it's structured under the British system. So things take take much more time to happen and to unfold. It's a slow and methodical process, and officials here tell me that's also the point. They want to assure locals that justice will be served and that all the facts will be presented so that a favorable outcome will take place in the end that will potentially satisfy everyone.
Errol Barnett, thank you.